Everything you know about procrastination is a lie. What if I told you that the reason you procrastinate is not because you are lazy? Now you are probably thinking, oh, it must be because I lack willpower. You are wrong. It is not simply about a lack of willpower. It is actually deeper than that, and I am going to show you how. Let's get one thing straight. Laziness is a choice to do nothing and be fine with it. It's contentment with inactivity. But procrastination? Procrastination is a state of active avoidance. You are not at peace. You are in a special kind of hell, a guilt-ridden, anxiety-fueled purgatory where you are intensely busy doing everything except the one thing you need to do. You're not lazy. You're in fact exhausted from the mental gymnastics of avoiding the task. The energy you spend feeling guilty, making excuses, and crafting elaborate to-do lists to avoid the task is often more than the energy the task itself would require. So, if it's not laziness, what the heck is it? In this video, we're diving into why we procrastinate. By the end, you'll not only understand your brain's weird self-sabotage, but you'll also know how to fight back without turning into a productivity monk. Reason 1. The civil war inside your brain. You know how in every superhero movie there's always a giant showdown, two equally strong forces duking it out? Welcome to the daily Marvel film that's happening in your head. On one side, we have the prefrontal cortex. It is the thinking part of our brain, the logical, long-term planner who wants you to finish that essay so you can graduate. On the other hand is the limbic system, the emotional part of our brain, which doesn't care about your degree. It wants comfort, Netflix, and a second cookie. Procrastination is literally these two fighting, and the limbic system usually wins because it's older, louder, and doesn't care about deadlines. That's why when you sit down to work, suddenly every distraction feels life or death important. Oh my God, when did I last clean my keyboard? What if ants are living in there? That's your limbic brain hijacking the wheel, and once it's in control, productivity is roadkill. Reason 2, emotional avoidance. Here's something most people won't admit. Procrastination isn't always about time management. Sometimes it's about emotion management. Think about it. When you avoid a task, it's not necessarily because you don't know what to do. It's because that task feels emotionally heavy. For example, replying to that tough email, starting a project you might screw up, studying for an exam that reminds you how little you know. Your brain goes, this feels scary. What if instead, we reorganize our Spotify playlists? Boom. Instant relief. Short-term comfort. Task successfully avoided. Procrastination, in that sense, is like your brain's emotional bubble wrap. It cushions you from discomfort. But the cost? Every time you avoid the task, the fear grows. And suddenly that one little email reply feels like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. And here's the kicker. It becomes a loop. The more you avoid, the worse you feel. The worse you feel, the more you avoid. Congratulations, you're now starring in the Netflix series called The Procrastination Spiral. Reason 3, perfectionism, aka self-sabotage. Picture this, a blank page, a blinking cursor, and a big deadline. And your brain whispers, this needs to be flawless. Pulitzer level, the work of a genius. Cue paralysis. Because now, instead of writing one sentence, you're stuck. You are already criticizing the work you haven't even done. Psychologists call this the perfectionism procrastination paradox. The higher your standards, the more likely you are to delay. You're not lazy. You're terrified that what you produce won't match the perfect fantasy in your head, and that thought paralyzes you to the point where you just can't act. Instead, you delay. Your brain would rather be seen as lazy than incapable. If you don't try, you can't fail. It's a twisted form of self-protection. Not starting that project is safer than starting it and proving you're not good enough. Your brain treats the task as a threat, so it convinces you to do something safer, like rewatching The Office for the 19th time. Deep down, procrastination is sometimes just fear of failure in a trench coat. It's like setting your house on fire so you don't have to clean your messy room. Sure, the mess is gone, but, so is your house. Reason 4, instant gratification. Our brains are like junkies, but hooked on dopamine. It wants excitement, and it wants it now. Why write a 10-page report when you can scroll TikTok for 10 minutes and feel instantly entertained? Why cook dinner when you can order pizza and have it arrive faster than you can chop an onion? This is your brain's wiring. It prioritizes now over later. The future is some blurry, abstract concept. But that bag of chips sitting on your table, that's real. That's now. That's happiness in crinkly packaging. And the wild part? Your brain literally undervalues future rewards. Psychologists call this temporal discounting. Basically, your future success is discounted like an expired coupon. So of course, when faced with write project proposal versus watch cat videos, guess which one wins? Spoiler, it's not the proposal. Unless the proposal is about cats, then maybe. Reason 5, the future you problem. Here's the cruel joke about procrastination. Your brain thinks of future you like a completely different person. Oh, I don't feel like writing this essay now. But future me? That guy's responsible. He'll totally crush it tomorrow. Except tomorrow comes, and guess who's still here? Present you. Same brain, same Netflix subscription, same I'll do it later energy. And so the cycle repeats. You keep dumping responsibilities on this mythical future you like they're your unpaid intern. Except one day, the future comes knocking. Deadline's here, and suddenly you're panicking, fueled by cold coffee and bad decisions. So how do we fix this mess? The first thing you need to do is give yourself some grace. You are not alone. Procrastination is a universal struggle. Studies show that beating yourself up for procrastinating only increases your anxiety and stress level. It affects even your self-esteem. Eventually, you end up procrastinating even more because the fear of imperfection causes you to avoid the task. So instead of spiraling into, I'm useless, I'll never change, my life is over, try self-compassion, acknowledge your failings, and try to move on from them. Okay, I slipped, that's fine. Let's restart. Because newsflash, everyone procrastinates. Einstein procrastinated. Da Vinci procrastinated. You're in good company. The difference is whether you stay stuck in the loop or break it. Secondly, set up your work environment for success. Of course, don't work from your bed or the sofa. Work from a space that is dedicated to that purpose alone. Minimize digital and physical distractions as much as possible. Your workspace should be free of visual clutter. Remove objects that might distract you. If your phone is on your desk, buzzing every 10 seconds, you will cave. Period. Put it in another room. Use website blockers. Because let's be honest, you're likely not going to scroll TikTok if it requires standing up, finding your phone, and unlocking it. You'll probably just sit there and sigh dramatically instead. Another fix is to use accountability as a cheat code against procrastination. Left alone, your brain is like that shady friend who convinces you one more episode won't hurt, until suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you're Googling if humans can survive on 4 hours of sleep. But when someone else knows what you're supposed to be doing, the game changes. Suddenly, you can't hide behind your usual excuses because your friend, coworker, or group chat is out there acting like your personal FBI, waiting for your progress report. I watched cat videos instead, doesn't cut it. Accountability doesn't need to feel like standing in front of the whole school with your unfinished homework. It can be as simple as texting a friend, I'm writing for 30 minutes, ask me if I did it. Or joining a focus group where people check in, share what they're working on, and then get to it. The point is, procrastination thrives in the dark, alone with your excuses. Accountability drags it into the light and forces you to act. So, if you're tired of battling procrastination solo, stop playing lone wolf. Get yourself a productivity buddy. Nothing kills excuses faster than knowing someone's going to call your bluff. Lastly, the brutal truth? You just have to start. No, not when you feel like it, because spoiler alert, you probably never will. Motivation is like that flaky friend who promises to show up but cancels last minute. You can't build your future on something that unreliable. So yeah, it's uncomfortable, annoying, and you won't enjoy it. But if you keep waiting for the mood to strike, what you will enjoy is a slow-burning hatred for yourself later. Every day is a fresh battle with procrastination, But hey, it's either that or signing up for the full deluxe package of lifelong regrets. Totally your call. Now, here's a challenge for you. Pause this video and spend 5 minutes, just 5, on that thing you've been putting off. Then come back and tell me in the comments how it went. If you found this relatable, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps this channel grow. If you don't want to do this alone, click subscribe and leave a comment. We can all be a community of people trying to be more productive, one reminder at a time.